Hello, welcome to episode 210 of the Epic Film Challenge 2, 1,001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, 1939's The Wizard of Oz. One of the proper Hollywood classics. Like, 1939 was a year that, just had so many great films. And this is one that has just endured over the years, and I think a lot of people see this as one of their favourite films. They grew up with this film, watched it over and over again every Christmas. It would play on TV. Just a proper, bona fide classic. I kind of grew up with it, but not really. I saw it a few times as a kid, always really liked it. There was an animated film I watched and really enjoyed too, but it never transferred over to teenager, adult. Just never really went back to it. We watched it recently for the 24-hour movie marathon, and you hadn't seen it before. And it's this...
In other words, I didn't grow up with it.
Right. So it's this simple kind of fairy tale of a young girl who is not having a good time at home, and a tornado comes. I think they call it a twister in the film, I'm not sure. Yeah. But a storm happens, and she gets carried off in her house, and her house lands in this magical wonderland, the land of Oz. And she meets these wacky characters, and she goes on a quest across the yellow brick road to the Emerald City of Oz to meet the Wizard of Oz, who could hopefully send her back to Kansas. And it's really that, and she comes across, the Wicked Witch of the West. It's very colourful and almost like a stage play in a way, and very just, kids movie-esque. And I can't think of a good word to describe it other than that. It's very family friendly, and it's a musical as well. Judy Garland plays Dorothy, the lead character. And it's just one of those classic films. We saw the actual the ruby slippers in a museum in Washington D.C., which was pretty cool. And those are just.
I wish I'd seen it before we saw that, though.
Right, yeah.
I knew about it, so I was like, "Oh, that's cool," But
yeah, just
I didn't have any
inches away from touching them. Don't know why I'd want to touch them, but yeah. So, what did you think of the film?
I just remembered that the song that they sing, that I want a brain and I want a heart and stuff. Mm-hmm. Was so stuck in my head for the rest of the day.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I was actually pretty sure that I was gonna enjoy it to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was so surprised when it went from that sepia color,
right,
and then all of a sudden it was color, and I didn't know that it would be.
That's
because I thought maybe there was a color version out there and then a black and white version, or sepia. So when that happened, I was like, whoa, and I got really excited, but I got used to it so quickly.
Yeah,
so.
Technicolor, just brilliant. I love the way the film looks in the beginning when it's sepia toned, and it just feels like classic old movie. And then when she enters the land of Oz, it's so appropriate that she opens the door. And it's so colourful. Like, it's not just a film in colour. Mm-hmm. It's this setting with this yellow brick road and these colourful plants. And it's just any possible bright, poppy kind of colours they used in the set. And it was just wonderful. Just such a great movie moment when she opens that door, I think.
She sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow in this one, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of appropriate like that, too, because rainbow has all the colours. Yeah. And it does feel like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And
that for me is the best song, is the Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I think that's
she sings that really nicely.
Yeah.
It's so old-fashioned in the way it's sung as well.
Yeah.
Because they did sing differently, and the voice was different back then. It's weird. Why did we change?
I don't know. No.
Anyways. Acting-wise, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's all appropriate to the tone of the story, I think.
Yeah, and to the time it was made, 39. Okay. It's a children's movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it for the first time as an adult.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, my view of it will be different since I don't have any connection with it whatsoever from being a kid.
And it depends what your tastes are as well.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I did enjoy it for the movie it was and stuff like that. But for me, it wasn't like, oh, I remember this, because that's what most adults get when they watch the movie. It's the nostalgia, right?
Yes, definitely.
But for me, it was just a first impression.
Yeah.
And though I knew it was kind of a children's movie, it was more childish than I hoped in some scenes, especially with the 3 male characters in it.
Yeah, we have the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, who are just all brilliant.
Yeah, And I know you love the lion, but he was just like, I would love him so much as a kid.
Yeah.
But to me, he was the most childish one of the three of them.
Yeah.
And so that kind of, a little bit.
Okay.
Though I enjoyed his performance, I felt like it was a little bit like too like for the kids in a way. Like he was there for the kids to be like, oh, okay, so it's fun, you know? It's okay because he's making fun of stuff and he's exaggerating his fear so much, so it's not scary.
Right, yeah.
Because it could be scary for some kids to watch this because of the witch and all.
Yeah, I would find it hard to see an adult coming into this for the first time fresh and being blown away by it, like, oh, this is incredible.
I appreciate the cinematic experience.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe appreciating it, but not being one that's like, oh, I'm going to watch this again and again, you know.
Yeah, I want to watch it with our future kids.
Sure, right, yeah.
I want them to grow up with it because I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get to.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't see it. It's one of those ones that just seems like...
There are actually quite a few movies that I didn't see as a kid that people now are like, oh, I watched that all the time as a kid, and I'm like, oh, I didn't. Really? And they think I'm crazy and stuff. And so again, I don't have the same view as them. And quite old movies as well. Like even people who are teenagers now watched that movie when they were kids, even though it's from like the 80s or 90s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to experience it like that. That nostalgia feeling and stuff like that. So I don't want to take that away from our kids. So I hope that we can watch this movie during Christmas something. It's a Christmas movie, right?
You know, it's not a Christmas movie, but it's like you watch it with the family on the holidays, you know. I just remember that it would always be shown on TV around Christmas. It was one of those kind of ritual movies that would always come up. But yeah, the production design is great. You know, it just looks fantastic.
The sets are really great.
Yeah, and I think it's all on set really, even like the stuff at the beginning.
The tornado looked great.
Yeah, it's just brilliantly put together film. Everything is firing on all cylinders for what it's supposed to be, which is a family movie. The musical numbers are great. I prefer the first one, so it kind of peaks at the beginning for me. I love how the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion, and the Wizard, you know, they're and even the Nasty Woman at the beginning of the film, they're all in Oz playing the different characters, you know. And so when Dorothy wakes up, she's like, "Oh, you were there, and you were there." So it's nice to kind of see that reveal, because when you watch the film at the beginning, they're just these farmhands, and then when you see their faces at the end, you've been looking at these faces under makeup, and you're like, "Oh yeah, it is that." You know, I really like that part of the film. Yeah, it's a classic film. Is it a film you should see before you die, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, there's no
a
really.
Movie you should see before you're 10.
Yeah. And you
Please.
And you didn't. That's so perfect.
Yeah, and so watch it when you're a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Though you're probably not a kid since you're watching
right.
it.
Exactly.
But make your kids watch it
Yeah.
before they're 10 and just...
And I'm sure most
boys and girls, it doesn't matter because it goes both ways, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those films. It's just brilliant.
It's just she could have clicked her heel 3 times the whole time.
She could have, yeah, but then there'd be no movie.
You say that about everything.
But it's true, isn't it?
They could have been on the Eagles and flown all the way.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. I guess that's one of the most popular ones. But yeah, it is a film you should see before you die, without a doubt.
Goddamn Eagles.
Goddamn Eagles. Goddamn flying monkeys in Wizard of Oz. Also, one of my favourite jokes ever probably is in Wreck-It Ralph. The little Oreos. Oreo.
Yes, I knew that was what they were gonna do. When I saw them, I'm like, oh, is that it? And I think I actually sung it before they did it.
If you've seen the film, you know what that reference is. But yeah, so we'll leave it on that note. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.